Hey, so you want to use a new input system in Unity to get a gamepad, a joystick, or something else working. This is the video for you. You scoured the internet, you looked at videos, you don't want to watch long videos, the documentation was horrible, and you found me. So here we go. Create a new project. Go to Window, Package Manager, and find the input system. Install it. Let's check if it's installed. After it's restarted, click Edit, Project Settings, go to Player, and scroll down to Configuration. At the bottom of Configuration above Optimization, you'll see Active Input Handling. Make sure that Input System Package New or Both is selected. If it's both, it'll use both the old and the new system. Awesome. Close your project settings. Congratulations, you've got the new input system in Unity installed and active. Let's create a ship or something to work with. Game object, 3D object, capsule. Let's name it ship, except it doesn't look like a ship. Rotate 90 degrees. Now it's kind of a ship. Let's also create a C# script in our assets folder for our ship. Let's call that controls. Click on your ship again, and let's add an input component. Add component, input, player input. Hey, it tells us we can push this button. Let's push the button. I'm going to call it fastcontrols.inputActions. Save that. A new asset has shown up called Fast Controls. Ignore the error and double-click Fast Controls. A new window pops up. Awesome! Let's dock this window. Grab the tab and drag it into your Scene View tab area. Awesome, now it's docked next to Scene and Game. Let's delete these default actions. Bye-bye. Let's create a new action. Make sure it's button, and let's call it something. Fire action. Let's give it a binding. Click the drop down, and instead of navigating for it, hit listen and then press the space key. You get a choice between any key and space. Let's be specific. Pick space. Now go back to ship. Let's drag our control script onto the ship. Awesome. Let's also drag our fast controls asset into the player input slot. Awesome. We're going to leave all these features and settings the way they are, with send messages as the behavior. Now if you now look closely under player input, you'll see that it lists a bunch of messages underneath. One of them turns out to be fire action. Actually, it's on fire action. This is directly related to the naming convention I used for actions here. Fire action became a message on fire action. Let's use that in our controls script. So open the control script. So using Unity engine.input system. Then let's create a void on fire action, and let's just log some messages to the console. Debug.log pressed the space key. And actually let's use some exclamation points since it's so very exciting. Save this file, go to Unity, and let's take a look at what we have. We have player input and our controls. Let's hit play. If it all goes well now, we should receive messages in the console when we press the space bar. Let's do it. There we go. Press the space key. And every time I press the space key, I get a new message. Let's stop the simulation and see if we can add a gamepad. Double-click Fast Controls. let's create a new action and call it left stick action. Delete the default binding. Click on left stick action. It's not a button, it's a value of type vector2. Now let's create new bindings of the type 2D vector composite. We get up, down, left, right. Click on up. Let's listen for it by plugging in our gamepad and pushing the left stick up. We get a choice, and one of them is stick up joystick. I'm going to use that. Do the same for the down. Left and right directions on the left stick. Now open up controls again and create a void for on left stick action. This time we're going to use the value, so we're going to get input value for it, and we'll just call it a parameter value. And let's pass that to a vector2 called input vector. And let's get the values in vector2. And then let's debug log format that one. And we'll say moved left stick X and pass it to argument 0, and Y get argument 1. So this is going to be input vector dot x, comma input vector dot y. Remember the semicolon at the end. Press save and go back to Unity. Now hit play. And when we press left stick up, down, left or right, we see some messages, and if we press the spacebar. Hey, congratulations, you just got the input system in Unity working with 4 lines of code. Congratulations, you deserve some ice cream.